Alright everybody, here we go. Phil for AndroidCentral.com, and we're looking at HTC Sense on the Nexus One. Way up the top you got the kind of telltale clock and weather from HTC, we're used to that. And we got 4 basic icons down at the bottom that they're putting there by default. Here's a quick look at the programs list, where you can get to all your apps, and you got your basic phone dialer, and you can press the little plus button there to add things to the home screen. And you can also hold down just like normal too. Now we actually have some new settings here to take a look at, and look at that, everything's colorful. It's kind of new for HTC, and it's good to see. There's the software info. You see we're actually dealing with Android 2.1 Update 1. That's been out for a while. The browser version's WebKit 3.1. There's the build number. And back to the home screen, we actually have a number of home screens here. Look at that. If you hit the home button there from the center console, that's called Leap. That gives you all 7, count them, 7 home screens at the same time. You can also pinch to zoom to get to that. We've seen that in a video before. So here are the 7 different home screens you get by default. There's HTC Weather. Gets more beautiful kind of every iteration they do, and it's just really nice to see. There's a little mail widget that, strangely enough, you can't set up for Gmail. It'll do Exchange, it'll do Pop and IMAP mail, but that's it. Let's see, and there are your favorites. Now it put 3 there by default for me. That was a little odd too. Here's the news widget. It's actually an RSS reader, and it's pretty darn good. I already loaded the Android Central feed into it. There you go. You can flip through. It does a little bit of the images as well, and here's what a full post looks like. Didn't load the images here, and you can open it up in a browser. Now you'll see the actual entire thing. And you get a blank screen at the end to do with whatever you want. This is all customizable, so you can change anything you want, which is kind of the way it should be and the way it is. Now let's take a look at FriendStream, which is another big change for HTC in this version of Sense. Basically, it aggregates Facebook, Flickr, and Twitter all into one app. And you can see everybody's updates all at the same time, where you can just go through status updates, which is still a whole lot if you're following a lot of people like I am. And you've got photos, which is where I think this really shines. It aggregates Facebook photos and Flickr photos all together. And you can also look at links. So if somebody posts a link at Facebook, it'll aggregate them all here, and you can just see them all at one time, which is kind of nice, but not that big a deal for me anyway. You can also post to Facebook straight from here, which is kind of nice. So let's give it a shot. There's also the keyboard. You get a good look at that. We briefly took a look at it back at Mobile World Congress last week, and we'll see how well I can type here in the middle of the night. Testing HTC Friend Stream. And you'll see it's giving me suggestions, and we're going to take advantage of them because it's late. So there you go, that's FriendStream, and it's pretty cool. We'll take another look at that here in a second when we get into the photo app. You'll see I posted the tweet successfully, or the Facebook update. Now then, let's go to the internet. Oh look, there's Android Central, there's the browser. Flash is on board here. We have Flash 10.1. So let's go take a look at that Alien Attack app that Google has demoed before, that Adobe has demoed before. So let's see how it works for us on this browser. Again, this is kind of an unofficial build, so I'm not expecting that much, especially after what we saw last week. And it's going to kind of live up to that reputation. Zoom in here so you can see a little better. It's not all that fluid and smooth and responsive, whether that's the fault of Flash itself, or the way it's implemented in this ROM, or the fact that this is a leaked ROM that's been ported over to the Nexus One. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see when we get something official on the Droid and on the Nexus One. We'll see how Flash does then. But it's kind of cool to play with for now. Now, let's go take a look at, let's see, there's Peep. HTC's Twitter client's still on here. It's fine if you want to use it. You can always use something else if you want. There's your at replies, direct messages, starred messages. It's pretty. They did a good job with it. Also want to show you the photo app. This is different than what you're used to on the Nexus One. It's a basic list. You don't kind of get the same three-dimensional eye candy, but what you do get is the Facebook integration. Those are a whole bunch of my Facebook friends, and you just click on them, it'll show you their Facebook pictures. Same thing for Flickr. If you're friends with anybody on Flickr, you'll click on them there and you'll see all their Flickr pictures, which is very well done. I like that a lot. Let's take a quick look at Google Maps. It's just worth mentioning that the Google Maps that comes on here is 3.4, and that means there's no pinch to zoom. See, it doesn't work there. So what you're going to need to do is just grab the 4.0 update out of the Android market. That's not that big a deal. See, sure doesn't work, so update it and you'll be good to go. Sure enough, 3.4. Alright, back to the weather widget. That's kind of your standard weather widget. We're used to that. Now, scenes, this is kind of cool. So you've got 7 home screens, and there are also a number of scenes on here by default that basically give you preloaded home screens. Here's the social one, which gives you a very large clock and some different widgets. I kind of like this better than the default home screen, and you can change these up and save them and do whatever you want with them too. Here's the work scene that is kind of cool. It gives you 2 clocks up at the top, so if you have to worry about another time zone, you can just look at it right there. It's sure easier than wearing 2 watches. So there's definitely a large number of widgets you can play with here. And we'll go back. Take one more look at the travel scene. Kind of the same thing, you still have 2 clocks. But then you have a music widget up there to play MP3s. You know, nice little thing. Friend stream and a different size widget. There's footprints. That's HTC's geotagging app for photos. I've never been a big fan of it, but I accidentally held down on it here, so you can see it's moving around the widget. We'll just get rid of that real quick. I'll change back to the default. You see it's going to ask me if I want to save that because I changed the widget and changed the scene. So you can save them or you can not save them. Not that big a deal. Alright, so that's it, everybody. Hopefully we're going to see this officially soon. Again, this is from the HTC Desire running on the Nexus One. So take care and we'll see you.